allocators. Okay, allocators. Okay, there's two types of memory, right? Where did I have this at? Okay, we have the stack, which is going to be, which has, you know, we don't on the system. There's not as much stack memory. You know, there's a limited amount of this, and then you have the heap, which is all the other memory managed by the operating system. This stack memory is a lot faster in most cases than, well, pretty much in all cases, than this heap memory. But there's much more of this heap memory than there is of stack memory, right? So if you're working with files or anything like that, you're gonna need to use the heap here, okay? All right, and what we have in Zig is called an allocator. This is sort of like a pointer. It's not really, because Zig has pointers, but in C, there's only one method. There's only one method in order to store something on a heap, and that would be malloc, right? But you don't have very much control over how that memory is stored on there, right? Okay, so what we have is these allocators, okay? And we have a bunch of different ones. First we have up here is this page allocator, right? And whenever you use this page allocator, it's going to ask the operating system for multiple kilobytes, whatever. If you're storing 1 byte in there, it's going to ask for multiple kilobytes, right? This is one of the most inefficient ways of doing it, but it's there, right? And see, you don't have a choice how it does it, right? You have a fixed buffer allocator right here, right? And it's set to a fixed size for the whole life of the allocator, right? This is a little bit more efficient, and let's say this also give you, it says I will give you, okay. It says the allocator allocates memory into a buffer, does not make any heap allocations. This is useful when heap usage is not wanted. For example, when writing kernel, okay, so this one doesn't use the heap, okay. It may also be considered for performance reasons, okay. And then we have this arena allocator, right? And this one seems to be used a lot in a lot of the code that I looked at, because basically what this does is once you declare this, and because you have to put another allocator inside of there, right? And you can use this allocator as much as you want, declare it, redeclare it, and don't worry about it. We're about to go through some examples. But at the end, it takes all the it clears all the memory for you. It's kind of like doing a smart pointer type of thing, right? All right, and then we have a general purpose allocator right here, right? Now this allocator is more focused on safety, right? So if this memory leaks, if you do not free this memory, it will core dump your program, right? I wish it would give you a warning, kind of like Rust does, but it will core dump your program. And then we have it doesn't show anything here, but we have a C allocator, right? And this is supposed to be, it says for high performance but few safety features, use the C allocator. It may be considered. However, the disadvantage is linking to live Z. We'll go through this one as well. All right, so let's get into some code. I spoke enough. Okay, let's do it like we used to it. Okay, so we const std equals at import std. All right, terminate that shin main. Okay, and I always forget to put this, let's put pub up here. I forgot that too, public. And then I always forget to put this, it's void, okay. All right, we'll get over why I do sometimes void and sometimes I do it like that. We'll get over that when we get into error handling, okay. That'll be coming soon. All right, the first allocator we're gonna cover here is the fixed buffer allocator, right? Okay, so you have to declare a buffer, right? And we're gonna put 1,000 bytes in there, right? And it's gonna be a U8. U8 characters are basically what we make strings out of, right? and it's going to be undefined. This is how you initialize it, right? So now we're going to declare the allocator right here, right? It's in the, we're going to get into pointers and references. So it's going to take a reference to a fixed buffer allocator, initialize it with this buffer, and initialize the allocator. Okay, the next thing we're going to do, all right, is you have to initialize the allocator like this, right? So in this, what we're going to do is we're going to call this variable memory, and we're going to allocate 5 bytes of U8. Okay, all right, we can get up to 1,000, but we're going to take 5 of that right now, right? And then this next one, this is very important. This defer method, make sure it goes all the way. Make sure that the basically right before this curly brace, it will whatever's after this defer statement will run. You can do this like this too. Okay, I'm probably going to do another video on defer itself, right? You can do it like that too if you have a lot of statements to run at the end, but in this case we do not. We only have that one, right? And what this does is that frees up this memory, so we do not get any memory leaks. Okay, and it makes sure that you do that, right? We'll get a little bit later on. We'll show you one that it will not compile if you it'll be an allocator that will not compile if you do not free up this memory. Okay, now allocators are really just glorified arrays, right? Like if you look at this, we can access them like arrays. Okay, so if we do this, we can just print out Bob. We're initializing the first one to B, second one to O, and third one to B, and this will print out Bob. Okay, all right, and by doing this, you're making sure this particular allocator said that it will not allow you to let's just go back to it and we'll read this one because it was a fixed buffer. Okay, the fixed buffer allocator is an allocator that allocates memory into a fixed buffer and does not keep any heap allocations, or does not make any heap allocations. This is useful when heap usage is not wanted. So it makes sure, where's my thing at? Okay, make sure that this is stored on that stack memory, that shorter memory, and it'll give you an out of memory error if you go outside of that, right? But let's just run this just so you can see what I'm talking about, right? So zig run, let's see, allocators video zig. Okay, there we go. And because we put 5 instead of 3, it's giving you this, it's giving you these empty characters right here, right? So we can make that 3, and those will go away. Okay. Okay, now let's say we want to copy a whole string into there, not just copy it into into memory, just one by one, right? So what we can do is we can use this function, the standard library function mem.copy, right? And you can see this is just, it's just going to make a string for us right here. This is going to print hello into here, but we're going to have to change this to 5, right? Because there's not enough characters. Let's see what happens if we do this like this. Probably won't compile. Yeah, it core dumped because there's not enough memory for this right here. So let's put 5 in here. And you get it. It prints out hello. Okay, so you can move. This is equivalent to, like, let's say if we want to do, if this was like a regular variable, which it is not, and we just wanted to put hello in there, right? This statement is the equivalent to doing that, right? And that's how you'll need to do it with this allocator, or with all the allocators. This is basically a pattern right here. What you'll do is you'll declare the allocator, you'll allocate the memory, you'll make sure you defer the freeing of the memory, and then you'll work with the memory down here. And that's pretty much how all of them you're going to do, but we're going to go through some other ones, right? Okay, all right, well, now let's look at these memory allocators as like we're gonna look at them like they're strings, right? So okay, so here we go, right? All right, and we've got the standard package memory concat. Concatenate is to bring two strings together, right? So what we do is we take the allocator right here, right, and we declare it a U8, and we declare an array of constants, or not array, a slice, a reference to a slice of U8 constants, right? And then it'll concatenate these two together, and it'll use this allocator, but it'll use this allocator to basically as a buffer, and then it'll print this out at the, or it'll put it back into this variable. So let's just look at how this works right here. Oh, I didn't save it, that's why. Okay, so let's do it again. All right, and it prints out Bobby Boucher, because it's creating a new variable. I know it's only 5 in there, but it'll just use that. It'll just use that. Oh, you know what? No, that's the memory. It just uses this allocator and allocates it how it wants to, right? Maybe I should do that over, but no, I was wrong. I'm not going to do this video over. But what it's going to do is it's going to take this allocator and it's going to, inside of this function, allocate new memory for, you know, in order to concatenate these two together, right? And then bring this out, or bring this out to W so that we can print it out, okay? All right, so this general purpose allocator says, this is a safe allocator which can prevent double free and use after free, can detect leaks and safety memory checks, but may still be many times faster than page allocators. It's designed for safety over performance, but still may be many times faster than page allocator. So let's see what we got here, okay? We wrote some code. All right, I was trying to test the double free, but it's the same deal. Declare, declare the allocator, or declare the allocator. Then you basically declare the allocator. You make a reference to the allocator actually, and then allocate the memory. In this case, we're only allocating 1 byte. And then you do a defer so that at the end of this program, by this brace, it will free that memory, okay? And we're only putting one thing in there, right? And that's going to be L. So this should print out L. Why didn't it print out L? Okay, yeah, you know what? Okay, here we go. Okay, so it printed out that one L there. And let's see if it lets us do a double free. Okay, so we're going to try to free this memory twice and see if it allows us to. Nope, we got a core dump. Okay, so this is pretty safe. Okay, now we're going to do, what is it, the heap out. The most basic allocator. Okay, we're going to do the heap allocator. The most basic allocator is the heap allocator. Whenever the allocator makes an allocation, it will ask your OS for an entire page of memory. An allocation of a single byte will likely reserve multiple kilobytes. They spelled that wrong. As asking the OS for memory requires a system call. This is also extremely inefficient for speed. Here we allocate 100 bytes. Okay, cool. So we're gonna do this right here, right? All right. So let's go in here. I already wrote some code. And bam, here's what we're gonna do. Okay, so we're going to declare the heap allocator right here. Like I said, this is a pattern. And we're going to allocate the memory, which we're going to make 25 bytes. We're going to defer this to the end. Bam, so that, we don't have any memory leaks. And we're going to copy this string into memory, and then we're going to print it out like we always do. Okay, and this is heap allocator, right? So let's see what we got. Bam, Zig is awesome, okay? And because we only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, so if we make this 15, we won't have those question mark things there. So let's see what we got. Okay, so it's 14. All right, well, you guys get the idea. Now we're going to go on to the C heap allocator. This is This may be the most performant one according to what the documentation says, but you know, it has the least features. So this is not safe right here, but you know, just make sure you free this. We're going to do the same thing, allocate the initialize the allocator, allocate the memory. This one we're going to allocate 25 bytes, and then defer it to the end, this brace, and free the memory. Make sure we do that, especially with this one, because this one doesn't have many safety features with it, right? All right, and we're going to copy zig is great into here, or into bytes 3, okay? And then print it out. Same deal. Okay, well, so zig is awesome because it was going off of the last one. Okay. Uh-oh, what we got? Oh, okay. Oh, all right. Well, I'm glad that happened, because you have to link to libc with this one, right? So because it uses libc in order to allocate memory to the heap. All right, and then there we go. Okay, and like I said, if we shorten the memory, we won't have those damn things. Okay, perfect. Okay, and last but not least, we have the arena allocator. It says takes in a child allocator and allows you to allocate many times or only free one and only free once. Here, dinit is called on the arena, which frees all memory. Using arena free or allocator free is an example of a would-be no-op. Does nothing. Okay. I guess not. Okay. Allocator free is this example would be no-op. Okay, well, let's see what we got here. Okay, so we're going to declare this. We're going to declare this allocator. We could put a C allocator in here as well, right? But we'll just use this page allocator because that was within documentation. And in order to free the memory, we use dinit. We create a reference to the allocator, and then we start allocating memory. With this one, we can do it multiple times. So all we're going to do is allocate 1 byte here of U8, copy over I. And then we're going to make another variable, copy over or allocate 4 bytes of memory, then copy over love for them too, right? And then we're going to same deal, copy over 3, as for 3 bytes, and then copy over zig. So what do you think it's going to print out? Yeah, I'm sure you know. Yeah, see, that LC doesn't do anything if you don't use libc, but I love zig. Okay, so that's pretty much what we're going to do for allocators. You got any questions, put them below. Just one last thing I wanted to add. So why did we do all this allocator nonsense or allocator stuff, right? Because this is basically going to be the pattern. When anybody makes a library, what we have here is we have a string library. I talked about this in the first, it was probably like the 3rd video what I did on strings, right? And this is going to be the pattern here, right? Like you see here, he's initializing it with the arena allocator, right? And most libraries are going to do this right here, so you have a chance to choose how you want your memory stored, on a system, or how you want, the memory to work. So this is the reason for all of this. It's going to give you all. Zig is going to give you all the options. I mean, really the most options. I mean, I'm sure you can do this in C, but it doesn't. It's not as, you just use malloc, or the new keyword in C, but you have total control here, or it's promoted that you'll have total control here. So I just wanted to add that in there so you guys understood, that libraries are going to require it. That's it.